Well, it's fall time. We had our first rain over the weekend. It's the beginning of November, and cornbread goes really well with fall weather. Cornbread's good any time of the year, but particularly good in fall. There's just something about it. So I'm going to be making some cornbread today using the Griswold number 8 skillet. Now the cool thing about cast iron is not only can you use it for frying and sauteing and cooking on your stovetop, but cast iron can also be, you can use it for baking in your oven. And that's one of the cool things about it. You can use the skillet here, or you can use a Dutch oven to make this. So whatever you have, you can even use a glass pan. If you've seen my restoring cast iron video, where I restore a large Dutch oven, a big large Dutch oven, when I went down and I got this from a lady off Craigslist, she said, I've never used it, and it was brand new, it still had the stickers on it. She said, I've never used it, what can you use these for? Can you cook cornbread in them? And I looked at her and I was like, yeah, you can cook cornbread in them, and a lot of other things. A lot of people think that cast iron is just for cornbread. A lot of people that don't really know about cast iron, or maybe they've seen it or they're just starting to get into it. So yes, you can cook cornbread in cast iron, but that's not all it's used for. This is my grandma's recipe, and everybody knows that grandma's cooking was the best, right? Your grandma's cooking. So I'm going to be using her recipe. There's some people that don't like to use sugar in their cornbread. I think there's like kind of a debate of whether you use sugar or not. So these are the dry ingredients that I'm going to be using. Let me read off the ingredients list here, and I'll also put it down below in the description. So we want 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cornmeal, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and those are your dry ingredients. You want to combine all those first. Then you're going to add 1 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of oil, and 1 egg slightly beaten. While you're doing this, you want to warm your oven up to 425 degrees, and then we're going to bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes. Using the cast iron pan here, it cooks pretty quickly. So if you're using a glass pan, you might need to go to full 25 minutes. I usually check it at about 20 minutes. So somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes in my oven using this pan seems to work well. Okay, I got all the dry ingredients combined. So what we're going to do is just combine up our dry ingredients here, and then we're going to add our wet ingredients next. If you're wondering why I keep some of my stuff in these ball jars here, I think they look cool first of all, but I also have these Tupperware containers too. These just look cooler to me. One time I had a box of cornmeal got lost in the cupboard, and it developed flour bugs or something. Something got in them, and they were living in there and eating it all, and it was nasty. So I keep everything, all my dry goods now, in containers. So 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 cup of milk, and 1 egg slightly beaten so the yolks broke. And now we whisk it all together. You don't want to overmix this, so you got to be careful. So we're just looking for a nice consistency. Just make sure that everything's mixed up off the bottom. That looks good. So the oven's ready to go. Let's grease the pan and get it put in there. So what I'll do is just get a napkin or paper towel with a little bit of butter on it, and then wipe it around on the inside here. Okay, looks good. I'm going to pour the mixture in. Just make sure that it gets spread out into this pan evenly. Yeah, go perfect. Let's throw it in the oven and set the timer. I don't want to see any comments about my dirty oven. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. I'm going to take a toothpick, you can use a fork or a toothpick, and just check it. It smells delicious. If it comes out clean, then you're good. Yeah, it's pretty clean, so I think it's good at 20 minutes. I'm actually going to let it cook for another 2 minutes, but I'm just going to turn the oven off. Oh, does that look good? It smells good too. Oh, it's hot. crust. Of course, you have to try it when it's right out of the oven. That's when it's the best. Oh man, that smells good. Let me get some butter. Now that is fall time right there. That is a good fall time snack. Hope you like my grandma's recipe. Let me know if you give it a try or if you have a different recipe that you use that's a little bit different. Also, if you want to check out my Restoring Cast Iron, where I restore a Lodge Dutch oven, this goes really well with some homemade chili. I'm going to make a video about homemade chili, but for now, check out, I have a camp chili that I did, so go check that out and then make some cornbread and chili. I also have another bread video that's good for the holidays that I think is a good recipe that I found. It's a no-knead bread recipe. I've done it a couple times with the Dutch oven and I really enjoy it, so I think it'll be a good bread for the holiday. So I'm going to be doing that video here soon, so keep an eye out for that one. Thanks for watching, guys. I can't let this piece sit here and get cold.